Let me tell you something that might punch you in the gut. And good, because some of you need it. If you're the kind of guy who bends over backward for a woman, if you drop everything in your life the moment she calls, if your entire identity crumbles because some girl hasn't texted you back in 3 hours, you're not nice, you're weak, and she will leave you. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but eventually she will. Because here's the brutal truth nobody wants to say out loud anymore. Women do not leave men they respect. They leave men they can control. They leave men who care too much. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not telling you to become some cold-hearted robot. I'm saying this. You have to stop being so available, so emotional, so damn soft. Because the more you care, the more you smother, the more you pedestal her, the more she starts to resent you. And that brings me to the first reason why women leave the men who care the most. 1. You become her emotional punching bag instead of her rock. Let me explain this because most men have it backward. We're told to open up, be vulnerable, be supportive, and yes, emotional connection matters, but there's a line and weak men sprint across it. You start becoming her diary, her therapist, her soft space. But guess what? You stop being her man. She can cry in your arms 1 minute and then roll her eyes the next because you're not the man who can stand firm in a storm. You listen, you validate, you empathize, but you never lead. You never stand tall and say no. This is what we're doing. I got us. And when she realizes you don't have a backbone, that you're just another ear she can cry into and not a spine she can lean on, she starts looking elsewhere. And don't get fooled. She might not leave physically at first, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, she's already gone. You're just a placeholder until she finds a man who makes her feel safe, not heard. Safe. There's a difference. One calms her for a moment, the other grounds her for life. And you cared too much about how she felt, and not enough about who you were becoming. Let me say this clearly. You don't win a woman's heart by caring too much. You win her soul by leading with strength. 2, you make her the center of your world. Listen to me and listen well. A man who orbits around a woman is not a man. He's a moon. He shines only when she's around. He rises and falls based on her moods, her texts, her plans, her validation. You become obsessed with making her happy, with pleasing her, with proving your worth. But here's what every great man in history knew. A woman is a chapter in your book, not the title. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote in his Meditations, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." Let that sink in, because some of you have broken yourselves in half just to get a woman's approval. You skipped the gym, you ghosted your boys, you forgot your dreams, you let your edge fade. Why? Because she was the one. Number, she wasn't. She was someone, and your weakness made her everything. A man must have a mission, a purpose that burns in his chest like fire, a life that moves with or without her. And only then can a woman trust you. Only then will she feel that intoxicating mix of safety and desire, because she knows you're not begging for her time. She's chasing yours. When a man becomes the sun, everything revolves around him. When you become the moon, you vanish at dawn. And the truth is, she didn't leave you because you loved her too much. She left because you forgot to love yourself. You want to know the real reason why you're constantly confused by women? Why the girl who once lit up when you walked in now looks at you like a burden? It's because you became predictable, safe, and yes, too caring. Not in a noble way. In a needy, dependent, please don't leave me kind of way. You thought that caring more would win her heart, but caring without power is weakness. Caring without purpose is desperation, and women can smell desperation like blood in the water. Let's keep this going. 3, you think being good is enough. I need you to hear this loud and clear. Nice guys do not win. They don't get remembered in history. They don't lead armies, they don't earn respect, and they don't keep women. Why? Because nice is passive, it's reactive, It's weak. You open doors, you buy flowers, you text back fast, you remember her favorite color. You sacrifice your plans for hers. And for what? So she'll stay? So she won't cheat? So you can prove to her that you're not like those other guys? Let me remind you, those other guys are the ones she dreams about at night. She doesn't want a guy who's good to her. She wants a man who's good for her. Someone who holds her accountable. Someone who challenges her. Someone who doesn't flinch when she tests his limits. Because she will test you. Every woman does. She'll talk back. She'll pull away. She'll push just to see if you'll push back. And what do nice guys do? They fold. They say, whatever makes you happy. They avoid conflict like it's poison. But guess what? That conflict is what forges real connection. She doesn't want a doormat. She wants a damn warrior who can love her without losing himself. Watch the movie Gladiator. Maximus lost everything. His wife, his child, his power. And yet, what made him unforgettable? He kept his code, his honor, his strength. He didn't whine. He didn't beg. He didn't chase. He stood in the arena and said, "Are you not entertained?" That's the energy a real man brings. You want to care? Fine. But care like a king, not a court jester. Care with boundaries. Care with standards. Care with power. Because if the only thing you offer is kindness, you're replaceable. Any man can be kind. Few can be strong and kind. 4. You don't make her earn anything. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you made a woman prove her value? Not with words, with action. Exactly, you haven't. Because you're too busy trying to win her over. You take her out, you compliment her, you plan the perfect dates, you change your schedule, you adjust your life, and what does she do? Nothing. She shows up, that's it. And you act like that's a gift. You need to understand something. Respect is not given, it's earned by both sides. You wouldn't hire someone for your company who just looked good on paper, right? You'd want proof, you'd want effort, you'd want results. But when it comes to women, you just hand out your loyalty like coupons. No standards, no requirements, no evaluation. And when she gets everything from you without lifting a finger, guess what happens? She starts treating you like a fan, not a man. She'll smile, she'll say thank you. She might even appreciate you. But deep down, she'll be looking for the guy who makes her work, who makes her wonder, who makes her feel like she's leveling up just by being in his life. Women don't fall for comfort. They fall for challenge. They want to feel chosen, but only after they've earned the right to be chosen. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying treat her like she's beneath you. I'm saying treat yourself like you have value and make sure she proves she deserves to share in it. 5. You show her your soul too early. Here's one most men never see coming. You meet her. She's beautiful. She laughs at your jokes. She gives you attention. So what do? You open up. You share your past, your pain, your dreams, your fears, your childhood wounds. You tell her everything. And in the beginning, she eats it up. Wow, you're so deep, so open, so vulnerable. But then something shifts. She starts pulling away. She gets distant. The energy changes. Why? Because you handed her the keys to your soul before she ever earned your trust. You thought it would build connection, but what it built was imbalance. Because now you feel bonded, you feel safe. But her? She feels pressure. She feels overwhelmed. She feels like she's suddenly responsible for your emotional well-being. And that's not attractive. It's heavy. Look, yes, you should be emotionally aware. Yes, you should have depth. But you don't show your scars to someone who hasn't proven they'll stay when it gets dark. You don't hand your story to someone who hasn't earned the right to read it. A real man holds his truth like a sword. He doesn't swing it wildly. He wields it with discipline. He reveals it when it matters, when it serves, when it builds something real. And until then, he keeps his mystery, his edge, his power, because mystery is magnetism. When you give away everything up front, she doesn't feel closer to you. She feels like she's already figured you out. And the moment she thinks she's figured you out, she's bored. Now listen, you've just heard 5 brutal truths. And if you're still watching, still listening, still breathing with that fire in your chest, then good. Because the man you used to be, the one who begged, who simped, who thought love was about losing yourself for a woman's approval, that man is dying right now. Let him die, because in the final part of this, we're going deeper. 2 final reasons why women leave men who care too much, and they're the most painful of all. They'll expose everything: your insecurity, your lack of self-respect, your failure to lead, but they'll also show you how to fix it. If you've made it this far, I already know something about you. You're done being weak. You're done chasing. You're done being the man women walk away from, wondering why it always happens right when you started caring more. So let's end this with truth. No sugarcoating, no soft landings. Just the final 2 reasons women leave men who care too much. And the iron rules you need if you want to rise again with your spine straight and your soul on fire. 6. You make her your mission. The moment you make a woman your mission, she loses all respect for you. Period. Not eventually, not slowly, instantly. And here's the worst part. You don't even realize you've done it. It starts subtle. You cancel a workout to see her. You skip a goal to talk on the phone. You shrink your life to fit around hers. And before you know it, your whole world revolves around her attention. You stop chasing greatness. You stop building your empire. You stop becoming the man you were meant to be. You stop being a man and start becoming her emotional support pet. Do you think Marcus Aurelius woke up wondering if his wife was texting back fast enough? Do you think Alexander the Great put his conquest of Persia on pause because some girl didn't feel heard? Number because they were men on a mission. And that mission, their purpose, was bigger than any woman. This doesn't mean women aren't important, but they are not the mountain you climb. They are not the meaning of your life. They are not your finish line. A woman should walk with you, not be your path. Because here's what every real woman wants, even if she'll never say it out loud. She wants a man who doesn't need her. A man who wants her, but doesn't need her. A man who is so locked into his purpose, so driven, so focused, that even when she leaves, he doesn't collapse. He rises. And the moment you make her your sun, your moon, your everything, she will feel it, and she will run. Because now you need her to feel like a man. And if you need her to feel like a man, you're not one. You must build a life so rich, so powerful, so rooted in purpose, that when she enters, it's a bonus, not your entire identity. You don't orbit her. She orbits your world, and either she rises with you or she steps aside while you move forward. 7. You don't walk away when you're supposed to. This is the most brutal truth of all, the one that makes or breaks every man. Because the moment of ultimate power in any relationship is the moment you're willing to walk away. Not as a threat, not as a game, but as a law. Most men, they stay too long. She disrespects them. They stay. She pulls back. They chase. She gives less. They give more. And every time they stay when they should have walked, a piece of their soul dies. Because deep down they know this is not love anymore. This is addiction. This is fear. This is weakness pretending to be devotion. Listen to me. A strong man doesn't cling. A strong man doesn't beg. A strong man doesn't stay where he's not respected. He sets his boundary, and when it's crossed, he walks, without emotion, without drama, without needing her to agree, because his self-worth isn't up for negotiation. You want to know what actually makes a woman wake up? What actually pulls her respect out of the ashes? It's when the man she thought she had wrapped around her finger turns around and disappears. Not out of anger, out of discipline, because he refuses to fight for scraps, because he refuses to lower his value to be enough for someone who stopped appreciating it. You want to be powerful? Master the walkaway. That's when you become untouchable. That's when she reconsiders everything. That's when you reclaim your soul. So now you know. This is why women leave men who care too much. 1. Because your care comes from fear, not strength. 2. Because you prioritize her comfort over your standards. 3. Because you think being nice is enough. 4. Because you give without making her earn anything. 5. because you expose your soul before she proves she deserves it. 6, because you make her your mission. 7, because you don't walk away when you're supposed to. Let that sink in. Let it burn. Let it tear down the weak version of you that's been living in denial. And when the smoke clears, rebuild. Rebuild as a man who leads with strength, who gives from power, not desperation, who loves deeply, but never loses himself. Rebuild with fire in your eyes and a mission in your heart. Because here's the truth. Women don't leave men who care. They leave men who care without self-respect. So if you want to keep her, or win her back, or find someone better, start by respecting yourself. No woman will ever love you more than you love your own soul. If this hit you in the chest, if it woke something up in you, subscribe to this channel right now. This is the place for men who are done playing small, done simping, done losing themselves. I'll be here shouting truth until the end, but it's up to you to rise. Let's build something powerful together. I'll see you in the next one.